bit more canter. That's perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. That's good. That's what we want. Yeah, it's good. Keep him up. Up to your hands, up to the rein contact. Hands a little higher. Good there. And making you ride with them there so that you don't want to take the weight in your hand. Much better hands. Well done. That's good. How does that canter feel? Yeah. So now just like do less, but expect him to stay underneath you in the same way. And just turn your hip on the right a little bit more this way into the middle of the circle. So it sits you very definitely on your left side seat bone. That's really good. Well done. Transition to trot. Watch the poll height. So look at his ears and switch on to his poll. So when you ask him to trot, he doesn't drop down. Very nice. And canter again. Yeah, super. Yes. So I think that little bit of reaction there where it almost looks like he might book, it's just a little bit of tension in his back that's starting to release off. I think he's been holding himself quite tight into canter, and that's why he's been giving you that rather jumping up and pausing. That's good. Keep him light and play around with the speeds of the canter. Sometimes go, sometimes sit stiller. And when you press him, you know, you want him to react forward under you. Good. Super. Yeah, exactly. And also feel within his canter now that you can also lighten the rein occasionally and he stays where you put him. Very nice. Very good. Okay, transition to trot, Jess. Make sure you look at the ears, don't let the poll height drop. Super. And maybe, you know, because you say he's not that fit, just give him a little stretching rein now for a minute. But look after your straightness. So flex him a little to the right rather than, you know, like on a left circle, we'd all be tempted to flex left first. Flex right first, then flex left. No quicker. So although you're stretching him, Jess, he mustn't tip his balance over. So you still want to feel that he sits on his hind leg. That's good. That's a level rhythm now. Well done. Good. No quicker. Rhythm. Rhythm is key. Rhythm. Steady there. Don't let him get longer in the step. Very good. Transition when you're ready to walk and just give him a little break for a minute. Good. Well done. That looked loads better. Do you want to take your jacket? You know, the sun is really warm and I've got loads of clothes on. I'm actually suddenly kind of going, whoof. I'm a little bit hot. That's good. Yeah. No, I mean, I think what he's been doing is just been holding himself a little bit in the transitions, and we're asking him to open and loosen a bit more, and that's why there he just felt a little bit tight, like he might have had a little buck and a kick, but that's okay. Could also be a little bit fresh. It's a bit spring-like today, isn't it? He's got super paces. And there's no reason at all why he couldn't do a decent affiliated test at all. That's your goal. Well, you just never know, do you? You know, like some horses are medium horses and that's it. You know, they're not going to go beyond that level. And some horses, you know, find themselves at advanced medium, finding the work getting easier and go on and go beyond that, you know. You can never really tell. It's a little bit like how they react to pressure, because obviously the higher up the levels you train them, the more pressure they have to deal with. And I think that's... you never really know until you get there, you know, what they're going to be like. It's a bit like event horses, you know, most people kind of, the line is drawn at intermediate level, you know, like they'll do it for you, they either want to do it or they don't anymore at that point. Yeah. 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 I think that's the thing, you know, like at a novice event, you can get away with a couple of bad strides and that kind of thing. At intermediate level, it becomes quite scary if you're not getting it right. Yeah, starting backing off them. Yeah. Who's getting in the bottom? Yeah. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. You don't want them doing that. Don't want them chipping strides in, not at all. Yeah. Yeah, it could be though that, like you're saying, the soundness element coming in there, you know. Definitely, definitely. I mean, the horse I recently sold, he was intermediate level, and he qualified for a 2-star. He'd done 5 intermediate clears, and his cross country was awesome, but his show jumping was horrible, do you know. And I was getting to the point where he was doing a good test. I knew he was going to go clear cross country, but then he'd get to the show jumping and just be horrific. And I'd go to cross country on a proper downer. He'd go clear and I'd come back going, oh, that was amazing. So then I'd go into another one. I'd be like, what's the point? I'm having like 4 fences down in the show jumping, going nowhere, you know. So yeah, just didn't care. That's what made him go cross country though, you know, because he wasn't bothered. And if he cracked a fence, it didn't really bother him too much, you know. But I think he's quite a big horse, and I think just in terms of the logistics of getting his body and his legs up off the floor, all became a little too much. You know, there were times where, it was stupid because he could jump half the round brilliantly, and then he'd just start kicking a few out, and you just be like, oh, for God's sake, yeah. 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 I mean, that's the other thing at intermediate level, you know, like, to win a novice, you've got to come out of the start box really moving, but you don't need to gallop. But if you can keep a good sort of quick canter rhythm all the way round, and you don't take any checks, and you cut your lines everywhere, you'll get within the time. But at intermediate level, if you do that, you'll come back with 18 time faults. Yeah, yeah. But having said that, that's not disgraceful, because, you know, there's not many horses go clear within the time at intermediate level. Yeah, you're coming back like, ugh. I came with that at Summerford Park. I took him to Summerford Park, and the stupid bloody horse had actually gone clear in the show jump, and I was like, I can't believe it. And round the cross country he was clear. I mean, I think he ended up 8th, but, you know, I was knackered when I came back off the cross country. And again, similar thing, just didn't take the bridle and gallop forward. You know, I was having to work at him all the time. Yeah. Yeah. Right, okay, so start to pick him up again, Jess. So I think, like today, we'll work on this transition thing, you know, to get him through it. Give you a little bit of things to work on, and then maybe next time look more at his lateral work. But I think for today, we'll see how we go. But so like there, be like, walk the same, meet the bridle. So keep your hands up, and be prepared to flex the poll left and right, and just find the softness in his bottom jaw, because his poll's actually alright there. But just be like, come on, soften up through your jaw a little bit. So that's just sort of working through the rein contact to get him to give to you through his lower jaw. And that's it, that's good. And then make sure he's reactive to your legs. So rather than going into trot, do a couple of like, go forward, let's see where he's at. That's good, well done. So maybe next time you can turn that into a full transition. So you've ridden the test. So make sure you're happy with how he feels in your rein contact, because that's really, really important for getting a decent forward transition from him. Okay, so he still hopped up a little bit, didn't he? Okay, just walk again. And trot. Right, so there again for me, he's behind your leg. So you put your leg on and he's kind of curling up on it a little bit. Go again. Right, so you can just give him a couple of sharp kicks, and if he bucks, Jess, be ready for it. I want you to give him several sharp ones. Like kick, 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 come on, forward, trot, go. On, kick, 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 kick. That's it, and he might have a buck and a kick at you. Now praise him for going forward. And then walk again and repeat. Go now. Don't give him time, yeah, because he's going to try and hobble into canter, because that's the easier option. Just keep repeating this. Soften his jaw, trot, go. Okay, doesn't matter, just keep working. And walk. And trot. Oh, yeah, trot. Okay, so this is what canters his oddle mum. Soften his lower jaw. Soften his jaw. Yep, soften his jaw. Yep, just keep doing it, keep softening his jaw. Oh, lovely. He's almost piaf in there. Good, super. Oh, you know he'll piaf. Good. Yeah, just keep working until he lets go and gives to you. Don't let him throw his quarters out. Good. Super. Praise him. Now that's the trot, Jess. And that's what he's been avoiding, actually coming through to that degree. And you've just kind of glossed over the problem a little bit and just gone, oh well, never mind. You can hop up into that transition. So accelerate there because he's curling up a little bit. He does. He's like, I can do piaf and passage. Have you seen me? Lovely steps. Now for me, that's where he's looking a little bit more collected now. So by slowing the, yeah, that's okay. By slowing the rhythm, you've actually got more elevation. That's lovely. Just make sure that as he lifts and gives you more cadence, that he's still traveling. Okay, that's really key, because what we tend to do when they give you these lovely upward steps is we tend to just sit there and stop them traveling forward. So make sure he's still traveling. So yeah, it was like he almost did a piaf when you were discussing the transition to trot. And the steps he's coming with now, it's just more elevated. Good. Accelerate forward, like medium. Go all the way down to the bottom of the arena. Go on, push it. Super. How does that feel? That was great. Beautiful steps. Go again. So medium. Super. Praise him. Good boy. Now he's using his arse. Good. So walk again. Keep him off your hand. Lovely. Trot. Good. Praise him. Good boy. Really good. Okay, so go on the long sides again. And just again, ride some medium steps. Hands up. Super. Very nice return. Just rise slower. Good. Keep his pole up. Ears tall. And go. Fantastic. How does that feel? It's really, really good. Okay, so I want you to ride from the bottom end of the arena a 3-loop serpentine and halt over each crossing of the centre line, and a direct transition, trot to halt, and then halt to trot. That's okay. So you felt him get a little down on your hand, and when you moved off, he was very much like into your left leg. So watch that and just try and separate the skirt a little more evenly, because that's quite tight now to turn back. That's okay. He's still bearing quite a lot to the left. Just change your whip into your left hand, Jess, and come back down in a 3-loop serpentine. And this time, don't be so quick to move off the hole. If the halt's not good, address it. Hands up, thighs in. Good. So he's a little bit on his left shoulder here. Can you feel it? So what he's done there is he's taken his quarters more to the right rather than moved off his left shoulder. What I want you to do is put the whip in front of your leg on the left, take your hands to the right and just vibrate the whip down the left shoulder until he moves away to the right. Right, so again he's trying to lead with the quarters rather than, that's better, don't stand on your own feet, buddy. So soften his neck so his jaw is engaged and the pole's at the highest point of the neck. Look straight ahead into the bushes there. Do not let him drift left on the go, okay? So maybe keep the whip in front of the leg and have him sort of told already. You want me to go absolutely straight. And go. And yeah, it's still leading onto that left shoulder. That's okay, it's just information, Jess. Hopefully you'll see very clearly on the camera. No, because he's still on his left shoulder. And you see, I think what you're doing is you're sort of thinking it's his quarters because you're noticing behind the saddle, but actually he's very heavy on the left shoulder, and that's what you're noticing. Okay, so you're going to set off. I was going to say, try and set off with more left flexion so you actually don't allow him to lean on that left shoulder. Steps, by the way, beautiful. So whip on the left shoulder as you hold. And he's still landed on the left shoulder. Okay, so take his shoulders to the right a little more. Right, that'd be interesting to see what they come up with. Who do you use? I've heard of her, yeah. Okay, don't worry about this. Stand and deal with it, rather than going, oh, don't book and don't be silly. Don't try and disguise it. It doesn't matter. He's not in a test. Okay, so as you move off, I want you to leg yield him away from your left leg. In the trot. Yeah, good. Return to the serpentine. And hold. Don't let him lean. If he leans on your hand and he's that rude, be that rude back to him in that moment, okay? If he wants to sit on your hand, you go, get off my bloody hand, and be just as rude back to him. So the next time he thinks about that and he's not going to just dive down into your hand like that. He still is shoulders left and quarters right. And I would take the shoulders to the quarters because it's so easy for him just to throw the quarters away. That's it. Right, straight line, Jess, and trot, go. Super, I don't mind that. So over time, as the pressure eases, when he does the exercise better, he'll give you a beautiful move off. This, can you feel the trot now, Jess? Yeah. So again, he's still a little bit shoulders left. If we're starting to split hairs though, it's not as bad as it has been. So you're still going to leg yield him to the right off your left leg. Exactly. Take the shoulders to the right as well though. Because when he, in fact, stay in the trot now and come up the 3/4 line on your left rein, and I want you to leg yield him out to the track between B and M, but make sure the shoulders on the right side are leading the movement. He's very much quarters leading there. It improved as you got 2 strides away from the track. Repeat it on this side.